Today we're going to explore behind the scenes of my arrangement of the song What'll I Do? Let's check it out. What'll I Do is a tribute to my grandma. It was originally written in 1924 by Irving Berlin, and this is an arrangement I made because this is my grandma's favorite song. The lyrics express a deep sense of longing and heartbreak that comes with lost love from a romantic breakup. The song explores themes of yearning, nostalgia, and the challenge of moving on from a love. Even though the song is built on romance, I personally found I was really resonating with it after she passed, because the first lines of the song are, "What'll I do when you are so far away and I am blue? What'll I do?" Now let me tell you a few things about my grandma. This all makes sense when it comes to the production details. She was always very animated. Just like how I'm using my hands here, this is my grandma to a T, okay? Maybe it was due to her theater background. She was always moving her hands and getting very theatrical when it came to talking and engaging with others. She loved playing games. That's why this tribute ties so well with the overall game theme of my album, A Game Worth the Candle. Whenever we would get together, she would always ask to play some sort of board game. Her favorites being Pictionary, Boulder Dash, where you make up fake definitions of things and try to get other people to guess. She really liked card games. And her favorite were games where you had to act something out, like charades. Another interesting game that she would like is actually not a game, I guess. It's called the Ungame. And it was a game where you would ask questions and kind of find out details of whoever you're playing with. Every game we would play, it was always full of laughter and sometimes not always gracefully winning or gracefully losing. But it's times where I look back where we're all around a table having such a great time and laughing that I really cherish. But if you ask anyone in my family a very specific memory about my grandmother, I guarantee it would have something to do with her white grand piano. You see, I don't come from a musical family, and my grandma was one of the few that actually played an instrument. Although she took some lessons, her signature, unique, untrained vibrato voice is really what you would remember about her. It's something in the family everyone could recall. And on her piano, right in the front, was always her score of What'll I Do? What I really admired about her is how she would just get lost in the music. Like, she wouldn't just play the piano. It was literally like a setup performance. Like, she would kind of act and get into it. I really think it had something to do with her theater background and becoming some sort of movie star or some sort of, actress in the spotlight. She didn't care about what anyone would think, she just kind of would be herself and have fun. So like I was saying, if you ask anyone in my family, the number one memory that they would probably recall is her signature vibrato. What'll I do? And she would get really into it, and that the wavering of her voice, it was just so unique and really just kind of special, because of how much she would, she didn't care what she sounded like, she just kind of went for it. So when I began this arrangement, what I did is I began with a video and an audio sample of her singing What'll I Do? I put it into my machine here. I cut the samples for each syllable. What'll I do? And now I have my grandma's voice as an instrument. So this arrangement wasn't just a tribute, it started becoming a duet, which I thought was just really cool. You see, I never really jammed with my grandma. Like, that just wasn't what she was musically into. She was more into the solo performance and just playing on your own. But to do this duet just really brought it all together. And this is the starting point, and it got me really excited about it. So another perk of sampling her voice is I was able to transpose this to whatever key that I found comfortable playing on guitar. You see, there's many different keys that I've seen arrangements for, some jazz arrangements, but I wanted to make my own arrangement in my own style, and also beat the pads to the tempo that I wanted to play in. So after sampling her voice, it was time to come up with a more solid arrangement of the guitar. I used my custom Fender Stratocaster because it has such a beautiful clean tone on the neck pickup. And then I ironed out all the chord voicings to sing the song while playing the harmony as well. I reharmonized some parts to get my feelings across. I also changed some of the elements of where they would come in to kind of make it my own. Everything else on the song is programmed. I programmed the bass line, and then I programmed all the drum samples. Once I had the guitar part organized and I had her spoken sample, I started to think about how I could add some extra character to it. I thought about this story that my grandma told me. She was at a carnival or maybe the World's Fair or something when she was younger, and she got the opportunity to record her voice to an actual record. Like, it was this little record. She had a record player at her house, and she showed me. She's like, "Oh, Chris, this is me." I think she was a teenager. It was just so interesting to hear the playback because it's like your own voice on record. Usually we hear, like, if we're recording something, now it's digital on a phone or on a computer, but like, you're talking about a record recording of your voice, which is just kind of unique and cool. When a record speeds up or slows down, it changes the pitch. And it also has this natural warmth and kind of like scratchiness from the needle going around. So when I thought about that, it made me realize, like, I should turn this arrangement into like a lo-fi instrumental. Lo-fi instrumental music is sort of popular nowadays. It's a way that I could bring What'll I Do to like a modern arrangement. So to get some of these record player sounds, I wound up using a plugin, and this plugin was so cool. Basically what you could do is you could load some audio through it, and just at a press of a button, it would act as if it was a record on its own. So I could have it slow down, like picture the record slowing down. Now the pitch is gonna go, the pitch kind of goes down as well. Then if the record speeds up, all of a sudden the pitch kind of amps up. And then the scratchiness of the needle, that warmth that you get from just like a record being played, just added that environment. Like, it's almost as if the song is being spun on a record and is kind of wavering through time. And that's basically how the song was done. So the song was originally written in the 1920s, and this was the theme of actually the entire artwork. Like, I wanted my artwork for the album to be vintage and retro, kind of from this era, and I wanted the video to look very retro and from this era too. So what I did is I went to a thrift shop, and I got a suit. I got my Irish cap and a very sentimental touch, which is really one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video, to share some of the little special things that are thrown in, is I'm actually wearing my grandfather's tie. The tie wound up matching perfectly, and I was all suited up, ready to go. I wanted the environment and the video theme to revolve around flowers, kind of how we often give flowers at times of loss, and also highlight the life cycle of a beautiful flower. Also how we give flowers at times of romance, kind of like what the song is about. The icon in the props department is her score of What'll I Do. I actually have it. My mom gave it to me. And this score is tattered and has been who knows how long through my grandmother's life, and how many times the pages have been turned. So this thing is a relic, And what I did is I put it up on a music stand, and to me it was kind of like paying tribute. Like I put a flower on the music stand. I was going to use real flowers, but my wife has quite an assortment of fake flowers, and she helped me pick out which flowers would be most suitable. In the editing phase, I brought in the countdown timer in the beginning. Also, the end at the very end is kind of from like a vintage film style. I also use elements of like cut film and film noise that you would see out of like vintage tape. Through the audio cues of speeding up or speeding down, I wound up using like elements of desaturating the video, just to kind of give it like a very raw and analog feel. So this is a wild, interesting fact about my attire and everything at this point. So around the time of making What'll I Do, it was also in the mixing phase of my album. And the studio that mixed my album also works on high-profile videos. They were working with metal band Titan's Lamb of God. They were working on their new music video, Omens, the title track off their new CD, and they invited me to the music video shoot. The crazy thing is that the music video takes place in the 1920s. They wanted like a vintage look, and it was kind of supposed to be like a freak show where members of an audience are watching these oddities and crazy things happen. And what I did is I actually wore the same exact outfit. The only difference is they gave me a prop cigar, so you'll see me smoking a prop cigar in it. What I thought was like a cool connection is like how these two, like my music video and this music video, like because I'm wearing like the same thing, like maybe this exists in the same universe. Like I thought that was kind of funny actually. Little disclaimer, if you watch that Lamb of God video, not suitable for kids at all. See how many times you can find me. So this is a song that will forever be with me throughout my career. My grandma loved the theater, she loved the stage, and she loved the spotlight. So for me, to do this duet with her, to do this video and talk about her life and to put her in this song, it is kind of a way to put her in the spotlight again. And that's something that she loved. That's a resting thought about this that makes the whole thing feel complete. So this is a little random, but I wanted to end this video on a positive note. You see, my grandma wanted to resume her dating life in later years, and this always intrigued the family. My mom filmed a dating video for her. She often had a few words for, why dates weren't working out or excuses of how she couldn't meet the right people. I remember one day she actually asked me for advice, and I told her that there's just so many people out in the world that if she wants something, just to go out and get it. And this must have meant something to her because every time I would see her, she would mention this. And that's where we're going to leave off this video. If there's something out there that you want, my friends, go get it. I love you, Grandma. Thanks for watching, and take care. Okay.
Hi, Christopher. It's 8:30. It's Grandma. I just see your picture every day. You're on the phone, passing by, and I thought I'd just give you a call. So I hope everything's good with you, and I hope we'll see you sometime soon. Okay, bye.
Wow.